Hello and welcome. My name is Mike Hammond.
I'm Sarah Walsh.
And this is reTales, a podcast all about retail restaurants and working horrible customer service jobs.
We would like to thank Right Good Studios for making us sound right good, and Arts NL providing funding.
How? This episode contains language and or content that is intended for very tired adults. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our final episode of reTales. Today, we're talking about you, the listener. All year, you have been sending us your stories about your horrible experiences in customer service, and we're just reading them back to you today. And joining us to do that, we have Shane Mills in the studio. Shane!
Woo!
Thank you.
How are you, sir?
I am good. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Amazing. Shane has worked in big box retail in the pet section. He's worked in a video game store, 3 separate call centers, and a coffee chain. But currently, and more importantly, Shane is a film and TV creator and the founder of Grind Mind Horror and one of the directors, executive director, founder
Correct.
of Fogfest Horror Festival,
Hell yeah.
where you guys get horror films from all over the world curated into the best horror festival Eastern Canada has ever seen.
Yeah, let's say that for sure. This is our 6th year with Fogfest, and it's been growing very steadily. We're getting a lot of cool films from around the world, like you mentioned, and I think it's all a culmination of, as I said earlier, just being chronically unemployable. I've just had to figure out between filmmaking, between the festival, it's an art gig worker life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so what was it like working in the pet section of big box retail? Because they don't have those anymore, really.
No.
Is there a reason they
And I think
them?
like,
Because
yeah,
you had live pets
Well, I would
for a while.
as much as a fish is a pet. So like the pet section of the big box retailer that I worked with was specifically like they had just a wall of aquariums or whatever. I had started, and again 20 plus years ago, so I can't even give you an exact year, but I was very desperate for work. I got accepted at this place immediately. My first shift was like a few hours getting trained in on how to keep these fish alive. The lady who was training me was taking off for vacation the next day, so it was kind of like a...
So her head was in the game.
Oh yeah, trial by fire, and like I absolutely... To this day, I was like, I'm not absorbing any of this, but how hard can it really be? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're fish. They take care of themselves.
Yeah, so...
Don't they?
Next day, I walk in, and I recalled, she said, hey, first thing in the morning, probably going to be like 3 or 4 dead fish. Here's your scoop. Make sure you like keep these things cleaned out.
Here's your dead fish scoop.
Yeah, here's your
Here's
dead
your name
fish
tag.
scoop. I walk in and I'm like, oh, here's one. And then I kind of scooped him up and I was like, hey, they're all sort of dead in this tank. And then I took a step back and I was like, oh, fuck, this is a fish emergency. Every fish is belly up. And like,
there's like BP oil spills and then there's Shane Mills working at a store.
Yeah, I'm kind of like sweating. There are little children coming up and be like, mommy, what's wrong with the fish? And I'm like, no. And I'm on like the intercom. I'm like, manager to the pet department, please. Every 15 minutes, I'm just sweating at me like, somebody please come to the fish department.
Manager to the fish department.
And
there's been an issue.
Easily like 3 hours go by before anybody manages to come down. And I'm just kind of doing my best to be like, here are hamster shavings if you'd like to look at those instead. And
I know that we don't have fish. Perhaps you would like a glow-in-the-dark rock to go in a fish tank.
Yeah. And in the end, the manager came and he was like, I don't know, maybe the pH. And I was like, sure, man, what do we do? And he was like, we don't have the stuff to fix that. And I was like, well, what do we do? He's like, can you go to the fish store? And I was like, all right. So I went to the fish store and I was like, guys, I'm from this retailer and all of our fish are dead. Can you help me out? And yeah, that
It
was
bodes
just,
well for your pet section when you're
Oh,
going
man.
to a different pet section.
Fully in uniform,
Yeah.
I assume.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
the schmuck.
I was on business, right? Like I was like, this is not a.
Yeah, this is a work field trip.
Yeah,
This is
100%. And then like
They gave me the company card.
lives are on the line.
after that day, I was like, okay, I'm going to treat this job how I just got treated on my first day, and it was just like any moment.
No
like,
effort.
No, if I could steal a little bit, like anytime, steal a little bit of time, I would be like, if I had to go, like, oh, I'm gonna take a bathroom break. I went to the furthest one away.
Ooh,
You know
that's
what I
little
mean?
wins.
It's like, oh, just little tiny things. Like I will say, I had a pretty ballin' fish tank myself at the at the end of my tenure. Little SpongeBob like
Aw.
thing and all this.
No
kind of
fish.
Stuff. No fish.
Oh,
Couldn't
God,
keep
no.
them alive.
No.
That's
no,
traumatic for
whatsoever.
you right there. Like
Yeah.
somebody just brings home a beta and you're like, ah.
Yeah, 100%. But that didn't last a whole long time. A buddy of mine also worked there, and like that was kind of fun because like once you have somebody else in the trenches with you, it's like, you know, we text me like, hey man, let's meet up in the video game section and just chill for a minute and all this kind of stuff.
That work buddy is such an important
Huge.
part
Oh
of
my,
working
yes.
a bad job.
Yeah. Oh, it made it like, you know, sufferable at that point, right?
Yeah, well, there's people like I've worked in many jobs over many years, and like people who I worked with like at a dollar store, literally like 20 years ago now, we still text each other. We're still like, oh my god, remember that time when Diane did that? And
Oh my
then we're
God,
all-
yes.
And like it's. I always joke that like retail workers, they always talk about it like whenever they get together with other retail workers, they talk about it as if it was the war.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Like, no, you it's like a support group for people from Vietnam who have nowhere else to put these big feelings. And they need to be where people will understand them, because like if I go up to my friend that has never worked retail in her life because her parents, you know, had savings, and I'm just like, hey man, you remember that time that we had to deal with the soup lady? And she's gonna be like, what the fuck is happening to you? But if I do that to my friend who I used to work in a restaurant with, he's like, man, I had a soup lady too, I tell you. They just know.
But you get some like poor old person who's just like, I worked at Chess's Fish and Chips from 2014 to 2018. There are no Good Fridays.
I feel like being a server that's over 20 is basically like being the weird Barbie. Like, you know, in the Barbie movie, you have like Margot Robbie is Barbie, and then Kate McKinnon is weird Barbie because somebody played with her too hard. And I was like, hello, I worked too many restaurants.
Yeah, but like it's true though. Like it feels like war stories. Like that same retail spot, I remember me and my buddy being outside, and we were like sitting on the curb having a smoke, and this like older lady, God bless her, who was also a worker there, came out and sat down, and she like had like she'd been smoking a long time.
Tobacco
And it-
doesn't
and it was the
always
same-
kill you. Sometimes it just takes a long.
And
Do
she
you remember
was-
those commercials?
Oh, the truth commercials where they just got people with
what is that thing called?
I should know this.
But she
Oh
like
yeah, she had one of those.
She scared. She was like, "So you guys are new, right?"
Oh,
And we were like,
no.
yeah. She was like, well, "I've seen some shit," and I was like, "Well, what'd you see?" She was like, "You ever seen a lady take a shit right in the middle of the aisle?" And I was like, "Not yet, but
That-
I'm hoping I'm out of here before I get to that point." But like, yeah, man, I feel like those retail experiences like form a lot of just, you know,
You're
like
you're bonded because you're horrified together.
100%. Between the call centers, between the video game store, like a lot of the people that I worked with back in those days are still like people that I either talk with or like were very formative in just me finding my group of people in St. John's from somebody who moved here from, you know, the Bay.
Yeah.
I'm still literally in a group chat from a place that I used to work where after it shut down, we just kept the group chat after a few people left. And like every time we see a weird customer that we all had a nickname for, we're like, robe guy sighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's like one of the only times where it's okay to be kind of mean. It's just like
Yeah.
I assigned a nickname to this lump I saw in pedestrian traffic every day for 9 years. And the only people that are in on the joke are the other people who have names for other pedestrian traffic interviews.
Yeah.
And with that, I think it's time to head to the mailbag.
The mailbag. We don't have a theme song for this.
No, we don't. But
On the spot. Come on.
it's letter time.
Yeah,
It's
it
letter
is.
time. I'm Nicholas Pickles, and that's a reference that some of you will get.
Oh, dear.
So this one reads, I worked at Tim Hortons. I always put a smiley face on the lid of every cup. Had a guy ask me to remake it without the smiley face because he, quote, didn't sign up for all that.
Oh man, that's good. That is really good.
I've had so many people that are just determined to be in a bad mood, and like that doesn't even surprise me a little bit.
How did it affect the taste? Like, was he he had his coffee. He had his coffee, his swill coffee, and he went to take a sip, and something reminded him to have a good day, and he was like, I can't have this shit.
I've had people lose their mind at stuff that they thought was affiliated with something else. Because one time, I had a coworker that used to sign her bill. Like, so we all used to, like, when we signed off on the restaurant things, like I would just do a little initial and a smiley face. And her thing was she would sign her first name and do a little heart. And somebody didn't want it because they were like, "That's one of those queer things, isn't it?" And she was this.
Ah, yes, the heart, the most famous of the queer
The most
symbols.
famous of
Queerest
the gay
icon.
iconography. And the funny thing is that I think that she was the only non-queer person on staff, so she was so confused. But then she was like a little proud. She was like asking me, she's like, "Do I look like queer?" And I was just like, "Oh no, you look like you're gonna date a guy named Kyle who drinks Monster." But
like, what kind of shit do you have to be to like go back in line to get someone to remake your coffee because you were wildly offended by a smiley face on the lid?
Well, maybe he thought he was paying extra for it, or maybe he's one of those guys that's like, the planes are causing chemtrails, and this is exactly the same material.
I think some people are just assholes, though.
I was going to say, the simpler explanation on that one.
Yeah, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Yeah, my time at most likely the same coffee place.
It
was
was.
also absolutely awful. Mostly because I was just like not a morning person, and I was told to smile a lot, and I really didn't enjoy that. But like I have like a few moments from that I recall very specifically burned into my brain, and one was, this dude did not like how I buttered his muffin, man. Like it was. I gave it to him, and he was
Is that
like,
one of them queer things?
Yeah.
That for sure actually might be a queer thing.
That might be a queer thing. He was like, "You call that buttered?" And like he literally reached over the counter, grabbed the muffin, and just started smashing it with like the butter knife.
And I
thing.
ask again.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Now throw that back in the microwave." And I remember bringing it to the microwave, man. I was back onto him, like watching this smashed up muffin just turn, and I was like, I get how people have breakdowns. Like I was like, every inch of me wanted to turn around and just toss that muffin.
Because like the inner dialogue is just like, no jury in the world would convict me.
No, exactly, dude.
Isn't that the worst when you meet somebody that's so outlandishly, cartoonishly bad that
man.
you're like, if I slapped you in front of everybody here, no, I didn't.
Yeah, 100%. Like it counts down, that those last 3 beeps are like echoing in my head.
Yeah.
Like it's like war sirens going off.
Yeah, just having
And I
nom
turn around.
flashbacks to the butter muffin.
Yeah, that butter muffin.
It
really
ain't me.
ruined
It ain't
it.
me.
You call that buttered? Oh man, brutal.
We got some good triggering ones.
All right, back to the mailbag.
Do you want to do this one or?
No, this is all you.
Okay, do I want a short one or a longer one?
That's up to you.
Let's go short and sweet for the first one. Once in the weed store that I worked in, a woman came in with an open bag of weed, demanding to know which one of us sold it to her husband.
So, I want to know how old this lady was. Like,
okay.
husband aged, so, you know,
yeah, it
like,
doesn't say.
these are adults.
But that happened to me all the time at the weed store. It would be someone that would march in and they'd be rotted. And my heart would break if it was somebody that had a struggle with sobriety. But it was always like, no, I've been telling him not to be smoking that.
Oh,
Which
man.
one of you people sold an adult something they wanted?
Yeah.
I always felt like I was like, oh God, this brings me back to high school where I know I wasn't the good influence friend, but I wasn't the worst influence friend. And I'd be like, yes, Mrs. Needlemeyer. I'm sorry, Mrs. Needlemeyer.
Probably the worst place to go and try and find a narc too. It's like, hey,
That's what I mean. Like, you're
It's a
going
bunch of drug dealers.
It's a bunch of drug dealers with health insurance, which is still
Yeah.
the wildest thing to me. Is that like the best insurance I think I had in my adult life might have been when I worked at a weed store.
Hell yeah.
But like, yeah, you're going to a bunch of like weed enthusiasts at the very least and being like, which one of you done it? And I was
Yeah.
like, if I get commission, I did it. But like, it
Are
happened.
you doing a return? It's Paul.
Yeah. There you go.
People would come in and like they would act like we were selling them crack, which is like, because like it still happened. Like we had people come in like really nervously, and I was like, "Can I help you?" And they're like, "I've never done this before," and I'm like, "I'm not a cop, and even if I was, would not care about this."
Yeah.
Hello, young person. I'm looking to do some marijuana.
Yeah.
But it's like when weed rolled out, I can't imagine like the amount of like boomers who were raised on reefer madness
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and then all of a sudden had questions.
I mean,
And the
yeah.
millennials working at the weed store were not equipped.
No, that's not wrong. I mean, like, I worked in a weed store, and it's still something that I still do. Is that if I'm smoking a joint, and, like a police car drives by, I've dropped it just on habit, and I've been like, that was $8. What am I doing?
That's not fiscally responsible.
No, like I have a kid. I need to.
I need to save my weed for my kid.
I mean, it might be worth something one day.
Just
Who
smoke
knows?
it back into their mouth like a mama bird.
Aw, no. Any social workers listening out there? No.
For the purposes of any legal instances that may arrive, we do not support and or endorse criminal activity, and this is a bit and should be considered a bit.
Please don't take my children.
Like a baby bird.
The amount of times I have to text Sarah that legal disclaimer in case like a legal entity has to read our texts.
Yes, no. I mean, the amount of times that we've made jokes and then one of us is like, if anyone besides Mike or Sarah is reading this.
And back to the mailbag for another one. This one comes from Kieran. The year was 2012. I'm fresh out of education, excited to start my new career, but at that time in St. John's, you could throw a rock and hit 2 English substitutes. After about a month of borrowing money and having no work, I decided to apply for a job at a coffee shop. I got the job, and after a month of fumbling, I managed to figure it all out. Now, Frappuccinos are hateful. There is a special place in hell for the marketing exec that came up with Frappuccino Happy Hour. Honestly, yeah, that sounds bad.
No, every
Like-
part of that sounds icky. Like, at least with alcohol, I'm like, no, it's people trying to escape their pain, not go faster.
Frappuccino Happy Hour seems like the first words you'd say to summon Cthulhu. Like, they are dark, powerful words.
Except Cthulhu has, like, a bag, like a really bougie bag, and there's, like, a small dog in it, and he's like, yes.
Frappuccinos, for those not in the know, are one of the more complicated drinks you can make at the coffee place because the production requires a combination of all the machines in the store: blender, espresso machine, whipped cream canister, and of course you are still required to maintain the beverage repeatable routine and work on 2 drinks at once.
Ew.
That's too much.
That's too
You-
many things.
Yeah.
Don't work on 2 separate drinks. Work on 1 drink at a time, and then they'll all be right. Sorry, I'm giving this place some business advice, and I hope they go under. Regardless, it would always gum up the works, and service slows whenever a drink is ordered. Frappuccino Happy Hour is 2 for 1, and nobody told me, but everyone calls in sick during this time because it is hell. It is difficult to get through with a full staff of roughly 5 baristas, but when that's reduced down to only 3, everything goes off the rails. One day we were really far behind, and the lineup of orders just as well have been infinite. But 3 of us were doing the best we could, but we all know that this is never enough for some people. The order that went wrong came through the drive-thru, but I can still see the man today. Slamming his brakes in the fire zone, throwing the door open, tray of 4 drinks in his hands filled with all bibs and bobs that dress these monstrosities. He fumbles his way through the small crowd to the front of the line, and he is seething. And this is in all caps. Who the fuck made these drinks? Who's the high school dropout that can't read and take a simple fucking order? Who is the fucking idiot that ruined my daughter's birthday?
Oh God.
And my day.
Oh.
So,
God.
first off, your priorities here. I'm glad you mentioned...
I'm glad that the daughter was first.
I'm glad she was
Yeah.
mentioned first. At that point, how is your day ruined? You're with your daughter's child friends at a child's birthday, giving children coffee.
I mean,
Sounds like you ruined your day.
Oh.
I've always thought it was funny when people are like, how hard is it to do? I'm like, when I was bartending and people would be like, how hard is it to make a good old fashioned? I was like, it requires muddling. Are you doing this shit at home? Like, if you want to unwind at the end of the day, no, you're that asshole that's got like the twisty top beer and you're going to give me guff because I didn't muddle the orange correctly.
I rose my hand and fell into my customer service voice, but he wasn't having it. Meanwhile, there's a great quote. It's been circling around the internet. It's not my quote, but customer service voice is just baby talk for boomers.
Oh, it is.
That's fair.
That's
like,
nice.
Oh, what can I get for you today? Oh, that's yes, we can help you with that.
That's-
Aren't you a good little shopper? Yes, you are.
That's good.
That's actually, just gentle parenting the boomers.
Meanwhile, the cafe is silent and everyone's attention is laser focused on this dude. He begins to berate us further, and at this point, I just tell him I will remake the drinks. Again, I'll caps lock again. Of course you're gonna remake the fucking drinks. He slams the drinks down very hard on the counter, and by some act of God, all 4 of them funneled up and drenched the guy in
Oh.
caramel, chocolate, whipped cream, vanilla bean, espresso, and Java chips.
Sometimes life is good.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Right.
sometimes the universe throws us a bone, man.
Yeah.
I didn't have to say anything because the cafe erupted in a way that I never seen before. Dude was laughed out of the store and I never saw him again.
Oh, that's
You know what? Good.
I
yeah.
was going to say, this is
Yeah.
one of the only stories that I'm like, and everybody clapped. But for real, everybody was like, yes, good.
Yeah, those karmic moments are so good. Like when someone is just laying into you and just being a piece of garbage, and then something happens where they're just completely ruined by their own doing, and it is the sweetest feeling on earth.
I think I'll remember this forever, and it was like the best thing I've ever seen in my young life. But one time I was in Ontario, and I was at this like little cafe, and they were attached to like I guess it was like a bunch of shopping centers, but they had a revolving door in front, and this woman lost her fucking mind at the poor kid behind the counter. Like the kid is like, they look 9, and it was about something really simple. Like I think she'd asked the woman if she was asking for gluten-free because it was an allergy or because it was a preference. And that's a valid question because like if you're making something like in any kind of food industry, like if you say allergy, then we have to open up a whole side of the kitchen to avoid cross-contamination. So it's not a stupid question. It has a purpose. And this woman lost her Jesus mind at her. And then after she got her order, she snatched it and she was storming out of the door, but her coat got caught in the door. So she got yanked back, but then the door stopped because of a safety thing. So then when she moved forward, she smacked her nose off the other side.
Oh,
And then we just watched this horrible woman like stuck while security had to come in with the card and like just beep. No, that's not beep. Hang on, we'll get you out. And she's just... It was the best thing I've ever seen. I was like, that's what you get for yelling at a person behind the counter.
When I worked at the cell phone kiosk, there was someone who was just like tearing the strips off of your job's not hard. How dare you? And like it was something was she wanted to return her phone, but she couldn't because it was like over the time allotted. So she was like, "No, this is a bad phone. It's gonna break." I was like, "Well, you can buy a case. Like this, I can't take it back." Blah blah blah. And she had coffees in her hands, and she was fumbling with the coffees and her phone, and then she slipped and fell, and then her phone broke, and then I didn't help her.
Well,
now it certainly can't be returned.
well, now I definitely can't
Yeah.
take that phone back.
She's like, "Well, I'm gonna come back tomorrow when your manager is on, and things will change around here. And if you still have a job, crack. Well, he's not taking that back now." Sorry.
That same coffee shop, the drive-through was always a point of like pain because it was always just really backed up. The location it was like just crazy during the mornings, and I recall as well the somebody coming and they were just super pissed because of how long it took, and like, you know, they grabbed their drinks, handed me the 20, and I don't know, whatever. It was like 2 bills and some change, and I handed it back, and they did the whole snatch thing, and their change fell
Well,
down on the ground, and like, which was like, you know, I'm behind the window, I'm like, but then I also saw them like try to open their door to get it,
No,
but
man,
it's
they
like
were
this
too
much
tight-
close to
they
the
were too
window.
tight to the window to get it, but like they're still leaning out trying, and I just remember, man, that's what you get. That's what you get. It's brutal how, like, I don't know what it is about like retail and customer service, but like people's worst features seem to be amplified to be able to talk down to somebody.
Yeah, and we've
Like,
talked about this on the
nuts.
show many times, and even from the very first episode, it always comes back to like these people have there's an ownership feeling,
Yeah.
like you are here to serve me, and I'm entitled to that service, and I'm entitled to treat you how you want, however I want.
Yeah, which is fucking insane.
well,
But
that's yeah. Can you imagine offering to pay somebody like, say, your average customer's there for a half hour and you make like $15 an hour? Like, would you imagine going up to your buddy and being like, "Here's $7.50. Can I call you a name and expressly
Good idea.
tell you why you're a piece of shit?"
Oh man, but like the flip side of it is being on the other side and like witnessing those things, having them happen to you. I don't know about you guys, but like I've become, especially in my old age, being an old fuck now, I've gotten way more like if I see somebody treating somebody like shit in a lineup,
Oh man.
I'm
I've
so
fully-
quick
yeah.
to be like, dude, fuck off. Nobody cares
I
about
don't-
what you're doing.
that's
right
Oh,
what I
now.
mean.
so
I
many
think
times I've
there's-
done that.
Yeah,
I think there's like a switch that gets flipped. And I don't know if it's when you turn a certain age or if you've aged faster because of retail.
yeah,
I think
I
that
think both can
like,
be true.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I'm, you know, like chronologically like in my 30s, but because of retail, I'm actually like 75 because it's like dog years.
Yeah.
But I've been in line where somebody's like being a dick, and like I fully turn in to somebody that you would see at like a Bruins game, where I'm just like, what are you fucking? You serious right now?
Yeah.
You fucking serious? And I'm like, and I'm the most passive person when it comes to just like needless stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, why is that what's coming out now? It's
I
like
was bu-
chest hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was buying groceries and I was at the Express lineup. And, you know, there's this dude, English was not his first language. He may have been new to Canada.
Yeah.
He had, you know, like 20 peppers in the 12 item checkout. And this one lady was behind me, you know, 2 days older than dirt, like just seething that this man had the nerve to bring, you know, what, 25 items to the 12 item thing.
Right.
And she starts going, like, I never, how can't he read? Oh, this is ridiculous. And I turned around and I was like, lady, I already know you have nowhere to be.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That cashier is not allowed to tell you to shut up. I'm telling you to shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she like was like, how? Oh, what? What? He had an extra 9 items. Like the lady would have spent an extra 90 seconds,
Yeah.
98 seconds ringing it in. Like, is this 98 seconds important enough to just make everyone's day a little bit worse?
Yeah.
The answer is no, it's not. Wait
Listen.
98 seconds for the lady to ring in Buddy's peppers
Yeah.
and go on with your sad little life. You're going to die soon. It's so soon. It's around the corner.
It's literally you're touching it.
Death is out in the parking lot waiting to offer you a smoke. Like, you have more important things to worry about than Buddy and his fucking peppers.
Like I've seen I'm also like a stiffler for that. Like I've seen when people have like 14 items and there's a part of me that's like, they know it and I know it. And if there's a Jesus, he knows it.
Yeah.
But will I ever say this shit? No, because I'm not a lunatic. Like,
Yeah.
can you imagine? Like, I think that there's people that have such little in their life that they need
That's-
to go out and find things. I think that there's a saying where it is true that if you don't have a problem, you'll make one.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Some
I
of these
think
people
that
who are
is
walking
it.
into
That is
stores
it.
these days, they just don't got enough problems.
Yeah.
Simple. Yeah, the solution is give them more problems.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
You
no,
know,
some
make
of
their
the
kids
stuff.
sick or something.
Oof.
Yeah,
Make the rest of give the rest of us a break.
I'm a 40-year-old man with a 2-year-old child. Like, buddy, if I go to a store, there is nothing that can phase me now. I'm just like, I'm happy to have a little break and be outside of the house. You know what I
The
mean?
vacation is the store.
Yeah, 100%, man. These too much.
I don't know how to use this yet, but my kid has on 3 occasions now stolen something
Oh, nice.
from a store that we don't realize until we are home.
Teaching them early. Nice.
If I could do it properly, I would, but it's always shit that we don't need. He has stolen dragon fruit more than once. I've never used a dragon fruit.
Oh
I don't know
no,
what to
your
do.
kid's got bougie taste.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
mean. I was just like,
Lord.
whose bougie baby is this?
Yeah.
But like the other day,
I raised you on cigarettes and cheese whiz.
well, I let him eat like half a loaf of bread once. It's fine. It's like, he's half me, so I'm at least okay with the fact that I was like, he'll be okay. He'll be raised on carbs and TV. But like the other day we came back from a store, like it was a bougie bookstore, and we went with his grandmother, and he picked up a toy and she was like, if he doesn't put it down, I'll buy it for him. And it was only like $13 or whatever. So we were like, great, perfect, love that. And she did. And then we got home, and then when I picked him up out of his car seat, another one fell out. So he had one tucked into his little pocket. And I was like, oh my God. And I told my friends in my mom group, because I was just like, I don't know what to do about this. But like he stole, like, and they were like, that company supports the following bad associations. And I was like, I feel less bad. He's going to steal better shit next time.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Walsh kid.
It's a Walsh kid. We are what
Already
we are.
thieving. Not a year old, already thieving.
My point
That's
is
Sarah's baby, all right.
that if you're a business that supports things that harm other people, my child will steal from your store.
No
We
dragon
lit-
fruit is safe.
Yeah, in one episode we literally list the things we've stolen from work. So like, we don't have to judge the baby too harshly.
Yeah. Listen, when we lived together, did you ever lack cutlery? No, you're welcome.
Again, really nice fish tank. Really nice fish tank decor.
So much dollar store stuff stolen.
Oh.
It's shiny.
I like to believe I'm the reason that place shut down.
Was
Good.
it like the dollar store, not Dollarama? Oh, shit. I'm not supposed to say those
I
things.
won't say the name of
Yeah.
it just in case there's some still around and the owner is out for blood.
next
But
day
one of
you see
the
him and it's
OGs.
just-
I want to say year and a half I was there. I was 19 years old. I was a key holder.
That's way too much
That is
responsibility.
a lot of
There was a
19.
26-year-old who had been working there for 5 years.
Oh,
And I had just gotten hired as an 18-year-old. I turned 19 and they were like, hey, we think you can handle this. And I was like, what about her? And they were like, we think you can handle this. And I was like, well, time to make you regret. And
Well,
it was definitely in the thousands of dollars that I've stole from that place.
that's
I just
a lot
don't
of
know how-
dollars. That's
Oh,
a lot of
dollars.
individual items.
Well,
That's a
I'm
lot.
pretty sure in the episode, I confessed that I definitely took a gymnasium's worth of party supplies.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
That was about coping, and sometimes in order to cope where you work, you need to take things.
Just to feel like you're in control.
No, I still have like at least one wine bottle opener from every restaurant I've ever worked at that I don't even think I stole maliciously. I think I put it in my work apron while I was on shift, and then it came home with me. And then when I stopped working there, it felt weird to bring them all back, so they just I'm always
So I
ready.
sold them on the streets.
Yeah.
I just hang out outside of liquor stores, and I'm like, hey kid, need a wine bottle opener?
Sarah, let's head back to the mailbag.
I'm ready. Do you want to be triggered?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Oh, dear.
Oh, this one's about a video game store. I'm so ready.
Oh, let's do it.
Once I was working at a video game store, which one in parentheses, and wasn't feeling great. Just to clarify, that probably meant that they worked at a specific company, that if you worked at one of them, at some point you'd work in all of them. A customer came up to me and passed me a game to purchase. As I took it out, I could tell my speech was slurring a little. He did not seem fazed. I bent down to get the disc and passed out, hitting my head on the counter hard, and I fell backwards. Then I promptly projectile vomited all across the counter and into the garbage. I sort of wiped my mouth and looked up and said, sorry, I guess I'm not feeling well. Customer completely unfazed stands there. I vomited, passed out, and have completely sweat through my clothes. I look at him and he's like, well, can I see the condition of the game? Sold him the game. He said nothing. Promptly closed the store, called in help, and went home.
Oh man.
Is that not...
I'm glad he closed and went home.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, like, but that's also the amount of, like, I could have had, like, a gaping head wound at that store, and the amount of customers that would still be like, yes, but is it the edition with the original cover, or is it...
The lisp was a
Oh,
great addition
I literally
to
was
that.
talking about this earlier today, but
Yeah.
one time, I think I got really good at it because a man with, like, a retainer was following me around at a World of Warcraft midnight release.
Oh god.
And he asked me if I considered myself an aficionado. And then I said, no, I don't really fucking play, man. Like, I'm just here because they pay me money and I'm not allowed to turn down shifts because I'm on probation because I'm new.
Oh.
And then he took out his retainer and it made this really long, gross noise. And he was like, what are you doing after your shift? And this is at like 2 a.m. So
Yeah.
I'm fully like in a fever dream at this point.
What are you doing after your shift? Just like gouging my eyes and ears.
It was the first time in my life that I ever said I'm gay, and I genuinely, like, I was like, I'm pretty sure I am. Like, it's like I've always been bi, so I was like,
Is
well,
that what
just...
awoken? It's like,
Yeah.
oh wait, yeah, that was your coming out moment.
I think that was, yeah, because, like, I'd always been okay with being...
Self-defense forced out.
I think, yeah, like, we talked about it on a different show that I did today, but it was literally, I remember the first time I said I'm gay, even though I was like, I'm not gay, I'm bi, but I was like, no, surely this is a good time to come out as any.
I remember like thinking that the video game store was like, this is it.
This is gonna do it for
This
me.
is the ultimate retail experience that I can possibly have. Like when I worked at Walmart, I would take my lunch breaks to go to the video game store, and I would be playing like Heart-Shaped Box Guitar Hero on like easy mode because
I'd
I've
be
never
like,
played a
I'm
guitar in
doing
my life.
amazing.
But I'm like, hopefully these employees think I'm cool and maybe I can submit a resume. And I did end up getting a job there. But it really quickly crashed down of being like, this is actually not super fun at all. This is probably more strict than the big box store
Oh,
that I
God,
was
yeah.
working at. Because like I was getting told off for wearing jeans instead of khakis. And I'm like, dude, there was a guy yesterday who came in and had 3 SpaghettiOs stuck to his shirt. So it's like, what is our bar here? Because it feels like I'm trying a little too hard when people are coming in with SpaghettiOs and shit. And
yeah, jeans at the workplace when stores are really like, you can't wear jeans, it looks bad. It's like, have you seen?
Yeah.
Our clientele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you smelled?
Have you
our
smelled their
clientele?
clientele?
Yeah, right?
Some of them have a living beetroot smell because it's the first time that they've been in the sun in like 6 years.
At the escape room, after like a family went out, I went in there and I assumed that family had taught a wet dog how to smoke.
That's
Because
a very
it
specific
was
combination.
Foul.
Yeah.
No, but when you said it, I could taste that in the back of my
right
like,
in
oh,
the
Yeah,
back.
it's
that's
just
it.
like everything just kind of sits, and like, you know, it's in like an old part of the city, so like the buildings don't have a lot of great air circulation. So like if you had sprayed some mist in there, it would just sit.
Oh god.
Like if you had like a kid with one of those super vapes, just
Yeah.
it would just like sit
Yeah.
and waft. And just like, there's no way that we used maybe half a can of Febreze on it, trying to just get out this rank smell.
Lipstick on
Well,
a
like-
pig at that point, though, right?
Oh,
you're
man.
just
It's
making a
still bacon, like, you
soup.
Now it
can't-
smells like wet dog cigarettes
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Febreze.
yeah, yeah.
Blech. Like, yeah, no, I understood, like, business casual when I worked, like, a couple of bougier places, because I was like, yeah, no, if people are coming in for, like, a $400 experience, I should probably not be wearing, like, my Save Ferris Bueller t-shirt. But, like, if somebody's coming in and they're covered in SpaghettiOs, they have, like, a fine layer of Cheeto dust,
Yeah.
they have, like, 3 stubborn hair that are just clinging.
But like some places, you know, like if you work at somewhere that sells suits, chances are you're going to wear something close to a suit.
For sure.
Like there's like work appropriate stuff, but like if you're working at a box store and if you're working at Canadian Tire and someone's shitting on you for wearing jeans, I'm sorry, most of these people can't read. They don't care what's on my legs.
Yeah.
I had one restaurant job where I remember during the interview they were like, "No, we just noticed you've got some tattoos. Would we be willing to cover them up for the shift?" I'm like, "No." I mean, like, I can wear a long sleeve T-shirt, but like that's the best I can do. And they were like, "Oh, well, and I was like, would you like me to get a skin graft for the job that will pay me roughly $17 an hour and maybe tips if I need to survive?"
Times have changed a lot in that regard, but like that
this was like
that
10 years ago.
that was
but-
like the key back in 2004-ish to the call centers. It was all the fucking weirdos that couldn't be in public anywhere
Oh
else.
my god,
Now
yeah.
my favorite weirdos in the world have come from these call centers in a lot of ways.
Some of the nicest people in the world. but, like,
100%, but they tatted up or piercings and like just
I
you
trained in
couldn't
with a
do-
girl that wore unicorn horns. Like she had like this little. This is like 15 years ago, but she had like a headband with like a unicorn.
Yeah, that's the
I-
female neck beard right there.
I
Look,
think
man,
I
I
might
know
know
that it is what it
exactly
is.
what
Do I want to sit next to that person on the bus? No. Did I make friends with them at a call center? Also no, because I left.
Yeah. I feel like I know who that person. That was the type of person who, like, back in the day in those call centers, there was no set desk, right? Like you came in, you had your headphone jack, and you just found
You
whatever.
just found a computer.
But
Right.
some people were like, "This is my real desk," and like they would have it just.
They said it felt a very sense
Oh,
of ownership.
just decorated to the tills and everything like that, and like those people were like, you knew you were going to be there for X amount of time. Maybe I'll get 6 months out of this. Maybe I'll do a year. But like you were like, that person is
They're a
a
lifer.
lifer. They
And I
had.
don't know if I'm like happy that they found something or if I'm sad that they found that.
Yeah, right. Like I remember this one dude, man, like big dude. He just had like his stash in his desk. Again, there were no real desks, but this was his desk. He had a full 2-liter of root beer in the bottom drawer, man. That he would
Of the
just
drawer.
yeah, he would just knock it out and just take a swig.
I
want
to be that man when I grow up, damn it.
Did he just like
Yeah.
connect a bunch of straws from the bottom of his desk? So he was like,
That would have been ideal. That would have been nice.
No, but I mean, like, I just think that how you dress is. I mean, like, I've worked restaurants for the nicest people that were just like, I was like, what's the dress code? And they're like, we try to wear black, no boobs, no butts. See you Monday.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, perfect. I
Fair.
can do that. And then there's some rules that like are safety based because like there was one place that I worked that they were like, we would recommend long sleeves if you can, just because spills. And I was like, okay, also whatever.
but then you get other places where like, well, your skirt has to be well above your knees. And you have to sit on the customer's laps.
I was going to say, there's quite a few places that I've interviewed at that I ultimately didn't work at because I felt like actually icky in the interview where it's just like, well, we recommend, yeah, it's basically like telling you that like ample cleavage and a certain amount of leg is actually like required. And like, if that's how you want to dress, cool, give her. But like, if that's something that somebody's mandating of you, I find that that's like a
That's
very
weird.
different road
It's
to
about
go down.
consent.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Consent is everything. And I don't think that that stops romantically. I think that that goes on to how we live most aspects of our fucking lives.
Well, one of my exes, they worked at a server. They worked as a server, and like part of their uniform was heels.
Ugh.
As a server, as a restaurant
yeah.
server, part of their uniform was heels. That is fucked.
Honestly,
Not
yeah.
to mention like the kitchen and the main.
Stairs.
The
That
yeah,
feels like dangerous.
Well, because like I don't know
right?
if you've ever
Yeah.
come up the back stairs of most restaurants, but like it's grease, right?
Yeah.
It's in the air. So like the back hallway of any restaurant that I've worked in has been like slick
it's just a slip and slide.
because yeah, and like I mean the amount of times like I bought these really good shoes with like they're sneakers, but they were like the anti-slip guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
10 out of 10 worth the money.
Mm.
But I did an interview somewhere where they're like, "Oh, that's going to be a problem because we like to wear like heels here." And I was like, "You know what, man? I was in competitive ballet for a long time when I was young. My feet hurt more after like 2 weeks of doubles at a restaurant than they ever did when I was dancing. No fucking thank you."
Yeah, 8 hours on in heels, and like the restaurant specifically that she worked at, the kitchen and the dining hall were on separate floors. So like sprinting stairs for 8 hours a day in heels is just that's just not safe.
I was going to say above anything, like that strikes me as a safety
Like
concern.
OSHA should be on this.
Oh, times a
Yeah.
million. And like, yeah, no, I don't understand why. I think the customer representation and like what you wear to a certain point. Like, I mean, like, yeah, obviously I can't go to work at a store where there's kids with a shirt that says like "fuck you" and your fucking face,
And your kids.
and your fucking.
Where did
kids.
you get that shirt?
Never you mind. It might have been a project of passion. But like, actually, I think the only time I got reprimanded for what I wore, it turns out Warford had the same shirt that we'd both made them separately, which is so fucking funny. But I had a shirt that I made that said "I hate your kids," and it was like an inside joke because like it was something that I said about one of my friends, and obviously I don't hate their kids and I don't hate kids in general. I love kids. But yeah, they called me into the office because they were like, "You can't wear that here." And I was like, "But there's no cuss words," and they're like, "It don't matter."
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Okay, so in hindsight, I was like, "Nah, they were right to ream me out for that one." But like, then there's times where like I'd been spoken to about, I think it was I think it might have actually just been like I was wearing like a t-shirt, but it didn't have a collar, and they were like, "We don't really, that's not really business casual." I was like, "Yeah, but like I'm covered and I'm wearing pants, like fully pants. I'm selling video
Full
games
pants, yeah.
to people that I have to make eye contact with, and then they think we have a thing." Okay, like.
So another one back from the mailbag. Teenage me working at Dairy Queen had a customer wanting to return their ice cream cone because the ice cream was too cold. I'll open this one to the class. What a banana statement.
I've had toast sent back for being too toasty.
But the thing is with Dairy Queen specifically, is that it's not real ice cream. It's actually warmer than 0 degrees. So it's like if you took ice cream out of the freezer, it would be whatever the temperature of the freezer was, -11 or whatever. Dairy Queen does not have that much dairy in their ice cream. So they actually like chill it at a lower temperature. So it's actually not real ice cream and is served above 0. So this person is extra fucking wrong.
Give me some of that warm cream, please.
I would like some warmer cream.
I would like a warm cream cone, please.
Listen, if you've worked anywhere that serves steak, you know that people have no fucking idea how temperatures work, nor do they care to learn. Like I haven't eaten meat in almost 30 years, okay? And the amount of times that somebody would send a steak back that was perfectly medium rare. Like I haven't eaten it in 30 years, but I know what it looks like. It's the perfect color, and they're like, "That is rare." And I'm like, "No, it isn't." And then I'd have to, and then they would
Yeah,
finally.
people thinking they know shit.
But like, I remember one time, one of my bosses at the restaurant that I worked at for the longest time, he was like one of my favorite people because when he got mad, he was funny. Like you were scared of him, but he was funny. But he was like, it was the 3rd time I brought this fucking steak back for this fucking guy that was like, "That's not it." And I was like, "I assure you it is. Can we Google a color chart?" But finally, the last time that he's like, my boss handed to me, he's like, "Listen, that can't be cooked anymore. It will dissolve."
Captain, we can't push it any further.
But then before I left,
She's too well done.
he had his tongs and he was like, "Hey, look at me." And I was like, "Ah, yeah." And he was like, "If you have balls, you'll tell them that they wanted well done." And I was like, "I won't, but you're right." But like fully, people don't know shit. And like, but they think that they do because they like it. Like I've had people ask me for medium rare chicken.
What?
Because that's how they like it at home, and that is a direct quote. And I'm like, "Oh my god, Darwinism is gonna get you."
I feel like that's against the fucking law, man.
It is.
Like I'm
We're not allowed to
pretty
serve-
sure you can't do
We're not allowed to
medium
serve
rare
blue
here.
steak or medium rare
Yeah.
chicken.
And back to the mailbag.
Back to the mailbag. I want to get a T-shirt that says that when this is all done. I once had a grown-ass adult man completely lose his shit over a pear.
Excellent.
I'm so happy. This was in Halifax many years ago. I worked at a fruit and flower stand in a small mall downtown. In the spring and summertime, they also had a stand outside on Spring Garden Road. I usually didn't work there, but decided to pick up a shift because I was young, poor, and wanted to go out on the weekends. Everybody can relate to that.
That's the reason you get a job as a kid.
That's literally every time that I've been cut early from a shift serving, I'm like, "Yeah!" But like the day before, I'm like complaining that I'm like, "I don't have enough shifts. I don't have enough hours."
Yeah, there's literally 2 reasons teenagers get jobs. 1, the thing you just said, and 2, your parents fucked off and you're taking care of your siblings.
Yeah.
Those are the only reasons kids get jobs.
Ugh. This very well-dressed man came up and asked for a very specific type of pear. We didn't have it.
There's more than one?
I said the same thing.
I know.
I honestly hadn't even heard of this type of pear in my life. I showed him the 2 types we did have. That's a surplus of pears, by the way. And we had a lot of apples and other fruit, and this absolutely broke him.
Oh, God.
This was all before a time that cell phones were common, so there was no one to text or call. He started yelling, cursing, and just losing it. I was maybe 20 at the time, scared shitless because I was completely alone. This man in the middle of the afternoon tried to flip the very large stand because we didn't have this pear.
He tried to flip the bitch.
Did you see the pool? The stand was super heavy and was full of fruit and flowers. Lucky some other people walking by intervened and stopped him from doing any more damage.
So wait. I just want to pause. So I was like, hello, I would like this rare pear. Sorry, sir, we do not have this mythical pear. We have these pears, these apples, and these flowers. The fuck you just say to me? Oh, I'm flipping the bitch! I'm flipping!
Well, imagine if you're like 20. That's like probably one of your first jobs. You don't know shit because you're 20, and now there's like a grown man being like, "I'll show you."
He
for
was
not having...
well dressed. I read this story earlier. It said he was well dressed. So I'm picturing like monocle, top hat, and cane, just like, yes, plebe. I would like one of your gold pears, please.
All I know about fruit stands are from media, so I assume like maybe saw one too many cars just destroy a fruit stand. And it's like, I know that these are replaceable.
I know that these are just interchangeable with other things.
Well, the thing is, they used to be very brittle, but because of all the high-speed chases, they had to reinforce the fruit stands over the years.
Cement
this guy was just like 6 years behind the time. 7 years previous, that fruit stand would have been in orbit.
It keeps going, folks. It says... luckily, some people walking by intervened and stopped him from doing any more damage. He clearly hurt his back in the process and eventually hobbled off. The next shift I worked was at my usual location, and I saw him coming. I was scrambling to close up and not have to interact with him again. This woman's...
As you do.
I mean, yeah, obviously. If you see somebody flip their shit in front of you, like, I don't know about you, but I'm really likely to put up the back in 5 and just hope that they're passing.
Yeah.
This woman started jogging up to where I was. This was his wife or partner. I guess he had told her about the incident.
Oh, God.
And then in parentheses it says, God knows why. He should have been too embarrassed. Yeah. She was making him find me to apologize. It was one of the most awkward things I've ever been a part of. I told her I appreciate the apology, but I will never be serving him again.
No, that is bananas top to bottom.
That's not somebody getting a bit snippy with you. That's somebody hulking out on your business,
right? And like, I hope he hurt his back. You know, like
to begin with, I hope he hurt his back.
I recall a high school teacher that I had that would like flip, and this was pre-2004, so high school teachers could throw some hands if they had to. But I remember the class was full of jerks. Everybody was super chatty and everything, and he lost it. And he flipped like big solid desk, flipped it in a fit of rage. But like what I remember from it, he could not pick it back up once the rage subsided.
No, when
like
you're done the adrenaline.
A bunch of students had to go and help him get the desk back up, and just like, I'm guessing this guy just went through fruit rage and yeah, maybe
my rare pear rage.
Yeah. Ah! Oh God.
I don't think I've ever been like I've been mad. Like
not over a fruit.
No, I've never been like this.
No,
I need this. What also did he need that specific pear?
I'm saying this as a woman that's been pregnant. Sometimes the hanger is very real. Yeah. Now, would I ever flip a fruit cart? No, because I have weak arms. But that's not the point.
You can't say you won't until they don't have the pear you want, though.
No, I mean, like, I feel like the pear was a much smaller. It it had to be the straw that broke the camel's back. Because, like,
What did the pair represent?
yeah, like, I mean, did he
Just a
just,
loss
like,
of control in his life.
like, was he flashing back to, like, his dad not paying enough attention to him? Like, was it something really
Yeah,
earth-shattering?
he was just walking down the road, found a fruit cart, adjusted his Rolex, gave his monocle a little wiping. It's like, yes, I believe I will have a diamond pair today.
Just like Grandpappy used to make.
It's the one thing that can center me in this crazy, fast-moving world. Everything's moving too fast. I just needed a diamond-encrusted pair.
But also, have you ever had somebody's partner or, like, kid or whatever apologize? Because, like, that used to happen all the time when I was serving.
I used to have to be that person, but we won't go into those stories.
Yeah, same, but different. Yeah, like, it's people that, like, I don't really hang out with anymore. I used to have to go back and be like, here's an extra 20. I'm so sorry about my shitty friend. But, like, it happened a lot at the restaurant where, like, I'd be serving a couple, and there was one couple that I remember really well because they were in, like, every brunch, and every morning she was so grumpy. And I don't mind grumpy. I'm like, I'm grumpy. But, like, she was just, like, really mean. Like, it would feel like every time I would come to the table, I'd be like, can I get you anything else? And they're just like, ketchup. And I was like, okay. And then when I'd leave, I'd come back. She'd be like, maple syrup. And it would just be like, okay, you're literally just running. Like,
Yeah.
And then, like, the last time, usually, like, the fifth trip, I'd get kind of a little bit like, I'm backed up now.
Yeah.
Can you tell me everything that you want? And I'll get it in one sweep. And she'd be like, how hard is your job? And it, like, shit like that. And, like, the husband was really, really nice. But, like, I was just like, you gonna rein her in? Like, do I have to be the guy that's just like, ma'am, I don't care if you tip me. In fact, I don't care if you blow this place up. Like,
I've been at dinners where I haven't had the opportunity to be like, hey, I'm sorry for this shit. But I've, like, the eyes where I'm like, hey, trying to telepathically be like, I'm with you, Like,
Those
I'm
people
not
are
on their
cowards.
side.
Those ones are cowards because they're not doing anything.
I was
And
gonna
I get
say-
it. They got to deal with all this shit when they get home.
Yeah.
But, like, come on, have a little bit of empathy.
I think that my favorite old couple that I've ever served was, there was this guy, and, like, they were both, like, in their 80s, and he was really piss and vinegar. Nothing was good. The coffee sucked. The wine sucked. The breakfast was fucking awful, like everything. And then I was finally like, sir, like, is there anything I can do? Because, if you didn't like your breakfast, I can get you something else, or, like, you can have another look at the menu. We can see what we could do. And he was like, well, I don't know if there's any point. And his wife was like, Gerald, I'm not doing this with you again. She didn't do nothing. And, like, she was just like, you can go on, honey. I was like, all right, thank you, ma'am. But she
Nailed
was
it.
just like not having it. She was just like, no, I'm not doing this again with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this.
One more time into the mailbag, we have one from Florida.
Ooh.
I worked at an art gallery in Florida. One of our artists used a lot of Barbies in her work. A woman walking by decided she had to have one of the Barbies and wanted to buy the piece so she could remove the Barbie from it and place it in her dominatrix dungeon.
Nice.
That's a lot of information.
There, that is, and a lot happened in that sentence.
Not where I saw it going.
No,
like, at
Nope.
all.
this took a turn.
No, yep. So, art gallery in Florida.
Just to recap.
Artist uses Barbies. We're in sentence 1, and we have to do a recap.
Yeah, no, just to keep everything in order.
Lady wanted the Barbie, so she could put it in her dominatrix dungeon. One of my coworkers shook the artwork to ensure the Barbie she wanted was actually in the box, used in the artwork. Not a great move, but he was young and not really thinking. She started crying and screaming at everyone. I was new to the gallery, but kept trying to help calm her down when one of the other coworkers would do something to set her off again and again and again. She told me to fuck off because I was new and that she was calling her partner to come down and tell us all off. She kept going on, David's not going to like this. When that...
What a threat.
David is... No one's been threatened by a Dave.
No, my dad was a Dave, except for when, like, he was in a mood. Then he was like, either Mr. Walsh or David. And I remember that because I was like, oh no, Dad's David.
Oh, fucking David's coming out again.
Yeah, nobody
It's like-
takes Dave seriously.
You better watch out because Dave is on his way. It's like, what
You
are you
need
gonna
the
do?
extra
Take
syllable.
a family photo? Fuck off.
I'm just gonna say, you say Dave, I picture a guy in a robe.
Yeah, like my dad's name is also Dave. It's like, what's he gonna do? Cook steaks? Like,
Give me advice about my car.
When that didn't get the response that she wanted, she made an effort to tell us that her partner's full name was David Spade. When I started dying at the idea that David Spade coming down to chew out my almost 6-foot tall ass, she started backpedaling and trying to clarify that it wasn't that David Spade.
It's a bigger David
It's a
Spade.
different
Trust me.
David Spade.
Trust me.
So, like,
Bigger, better David
Yeah.
Spade.
no one knows any other David Spade. So, like, oh, David's not going to like this. You better watch out. It's
Wait,
like-
do you mean renowned archaeologist David Spade? Fuck off. Like, if you use the name, you know exactly what people were thinking.
I think about that queen often. I wish I got to fight David Spade.
I just imagine, you hear the bell, the door opens, everybody turns around, and it's just fucking Joe Dirt, man. It's just like,
But he's
like-
in costume, and we're like, are you
Ugh.
filming a sequel? He's like, no, I just like to.
Well, you knew it wasn't David Spade. Adam Sandler was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it's true.
Aw.
And Chris Farley was dead, so he couldn't carry him from location to location.
Oh, now I'm
R.I.P.,
just
big man.
picturing Chris Farley carrying him around like a little Yoda.
Do you know who my husband is? Dave.
Dave.
Yo, David Spade will come down here. And everyone's like, so what? It's not that David Spade.
But it's,
You should be far more afraid of this David Spade.
yeah.
I'm just picturing regular
Crazy.
David Spade, but he's wearing like a black mustache instead
Yeah.
of like his normal, not dark hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Does he have facial hair? I feel he doesn't really.
I don't know, sometimes.
it's a bit wispy, but he's got like a.
It probably
thing
comes and
going on.
goes, like
Yeah.
most people who shave their face every now and
It's
then.
just David Spade in a full gimp outfit, right? Because like, she had the whole
Yeah, the
dominatrix.
dominatrix thing.
Oh,
yeah, so
yeah.
he
Just
fully
like-
comes off and he undoes
Yeah,
his
we
little
forgot
hood.
about
He's
that
like,
part.
"Hey."
Jeez.
See, that's how absurd that story got. It got so absurd that I forgot about Barbie art and dominatrix did.
And they're like, "Is that David Spade?"
And the two of
I
those things
don't
would
know.
normally pique
So let's
my
recap
interest.
the multiple sentences. She wanted to buy the Barbie art for her dominatrix
Dominatrix den.
dungeon.
Oh, I thought den.
No, it was specifically dungeon because I had very medieval vibes in my head when I was reading that
Den
story
sounds
earlier.
too cozy. You're right.
It's
It just sounds like a cozy little spot to have tea.
Someone shook the Barbies was not. You never shake a Barbie.
No, that's the first thing they teach you in Barbie school.
The lady started losing her Jesus mind. Dave's not gonna like this. You know, David Spade, but not that David Spade.
That's absolutely batshit. to throw out Spade, but be like, and
Not
it's
that
not
one.
that one though. It's like, what are you?
Oh, my dad's coming to kick your ass. It's Michael Jordan. Michael B. Jordan.
But not not that
But not
one,
that
one.
Michael
or
B.
not
Jordan.
the other one.
Not that one, and not
The
that one.
B stands for Bernard.
He's an accountant, but he's been really wearing those ankle weights.
Oh, you
Oh,
better watch
God.
out for Michael B. Bernard Jordan. He's going to come down here and he's going to rip some holes.
Oh man, that's fucking funny.
Anyway, I gotta go call my mother, Courtney Love. Not that
Not
Courtney
that
Love.
Courtney Love.
I feel like
She's
she
well
would do.
adjusted.
She would do
She's
well in
well
a fight.
adjusted and has a great family life.
No. Who?
Look, my best friend, Barack Obama. Not, yes, that Barack Obama. Like, why do you say the whole name of the celebrity if it's not the celebrity?
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
it's
he was
insane.
like a localized celebrity that just happened to have the same
David
name.
Spade, the realtor of Florida.
Yeah, David Spade, realtor in the Keys.
Realtor and philanthropist.
What if he was like David Spade, famous gator wrestler? Like it's Florida, okay?
Right,
like
that's
it was
fair.
probably.
Oh, yeah, we forgot about Florida and all this.
Florida was the weirdest
All
part.
tracks.
He's the Florida
All
man.
tracks.
He's the Florida man.
Yeah, is
You know,
David Spade from Florida?
My husband, Florida man, David Spade.
Not that Florida man, David Spade.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that
I'm
David
just confused now.
I hope that David Spade sees this and he's like, I don't know what happened either, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I really hope it was that David Spade. Like, I really hope his wife was just an absolute asshole dominatrix.
He's just at home rubbing his head like, Jill, we talked about this.
Yeah. You can't go picking up Barbies at the art gallery.
You can't fight people.
You can't drop my name. You can't drop first and last. You can say Dave's on his way and he's not happy, but you can't say David Spade. People are going to say something.
Is this when we find out that David Spade was just a concept that we all made up by wishing and hoping, and he's not real?
He's the gimp inside all of us. Because remember, this was for a dominatrix dungeon.
Correct. Dave.
Other people's lives make me tired.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Folks, I think on that note, that is the end of reTales.
I will remember you.
We can't pay for the song rights.
No!
First off, I'd like to thank our guest today, Shane Mills, in the studio.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. This has been a very David Spade experience for me, and I appreciate it.
Shane, tell us what's coming up in the near future for you.
Right. So ideally, you can go check out our new TV show called Haunted Harbors on Bell 5 TV 1. That's a retelling of Newfoundland folklore stories with real interviews with real Newfoundlanders and their spooky stories. And then also you should come and check out Fogfest, which is going to be happening November 7th to 9th at the Majestic Theater. We've got a ton of cool horror films that aren't programmed at the time of this recording, but I'm very confident that it's gonna be dope. Yeah.
Where
yeah.
can people find you? Where can people find Grindmind?
Yeah, all the socials at Grindmind Horror on Instagram. I think it's the same on Facebook. Don't go on TikTok. We don't really use that very much. And Fogfest at FogfestNL on Instagram. And also the same thing, I think, on Facebook. I'm getting old and I don't put a lot of effort in anymore.
Folks, that's Shane Mills. Check him out on Instagram. Check out Grindmind. Check out Fogfest. And this is the end. We've done 10 episodes now, and it's been a ride. You know, we've talked about a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of cool guests.
Had a lot of group PTSD.
A lot of group therapy.
I'm going to be driving home and I'm just going to be like, that fucking muffin man, dude. Like, I
A lot
have
of
not-
resurfacing
I
trauma.
have not thought of him for 20 years.
Honestly, since
Until
we
this
started
night.
doing that, I've thought of things that I have repressed.
Yeah, absolutely
happily.
buried. So I hope this show has done the same for many people and helped them
Resurface their traumas.
work through
Well,
those
you
retail
can't
traumas.
compartmentalize them forever, because or else that's what makes you fucking flip an apple cart. Like you need to deal with what's hurting you.
So people have asked me, like, why start this podcast? Every white man has a podcast. Why you too? And they're not wrong. But I kind of came up with this over the pandemic, because the pandemic kind of brought a lot of the issues that we've talked about over the past, 10 months
Yeah.
to the forefront. And, you know, one of the biggest things were people were considered essential. They were, you know, at
They were our
Loblaws. I'm gonna
heroes.
fucking name. I don't give a shit. Loblaws paid their employees hero pay, which is an extra $2 an hour for working during the pandemic, the scariest time in modern human history. You know, disease everywhere.
Nobody knew what was coming next. We were all scared of everything.
No, and then those workers went on strike afterwards because they rescinded the pay after
Yeah.
COVID slowed down a little bit.
Bastards, man.
You know, they were considered essential, and then it's like, no, we have to take your pay down.
We're
And
still
they were
gonna
doing a lot
close
of other
everything else, and
things.
we're still going to wear masks, and you're still at risk for being ill, but we're not going to pay you accordingly.
Yeah, well, they went on strike for it, and Loblaws just absolutely blackballed them. They offered them like pennies on the dollar kind of in their negotiations. They were cutting full-time employees so they didn't have to have as many benefits and stuff like that. And yeah, so they went from heroes to an inconvenience that these people had to pay. And actually, after our very first episode launched, we got a message on one of our TikToks. And I know you don't give weight to TikToks. I'm not that much of a moron. But it was really poignant. It was kind of summed up everything about why we started telling these stories, because everyone has these stories, you know. It's not just the three of us and our guests. Like, everyone who's worked in customer service has these stories. These are not outliers. These are the expected outcomes when you work a shit job, is you will be treated shit by either your employer or the customers. And this person on our very first little TikTok said this. So the clip, the comment was about if you're mean to someone, if you're an absolute jerk at a store or whatever, by the end of the day, everyone who works in that store knows who you are and that you are a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
This was the very first comment we ever got. If anyone in fast food thinks negatively about me, I'll be fine. They're fast food workers. Laughing, crying, emoji a face. As if the bottom of society gets to impact my day. The bottom of society. The bottom. And this is what, like, when you go to work, you should have some level of dignity.
Fucking right.
It doesn't matter what you do. You could do any job on this planet, and you should still expect to be treated like a person.
But that's not the case anymore. It is, if you work one of these menial jobs, customer service, front facing, you are considered garbage. You're considered a toothless cog in the machine of society. And people use that as carte blanche to just treat them as less than human. They get to feel powerful and, it doesn't matter if I'm a jerk to them because they are the lowest in society. And that just sums up perfectly why I wanted to make this show and, try and just trade war stories back and forth, is to realize, to tell people, we are not the bottom of society. We are what makes society function. They were heroes because they were essential. They're not the bottom of society. Without them, you don't eat.
That's fully something that I think that we take for granted every day. I mean, like, just during lockdown, how many times do you think about how nice it would be just to go to the mall or to go out to eat instead of, getting something brought to the house, or, just any of those tiny little luxuries and privileges that we don't think about all that often. But then the second it opens up again, you're so excited to do it again. But then, like every second or third person that goes in, and they're still treating the person behind the counter like they're part of the package and you need to be here for my experience. And then that's all that they are. And that to me is still, there's a lot of a disconnect, which still concerns me that people operate that way. And I think that everybody in their life should have at least one job customer service facing, so that they have to continue to remind themselves that the people behind the counter are people, and you don't get to treat them like they don't matter, and you don't get to treat them like they're the dregs of society. They're not the dregs of society. There are people doing a job the same as you and everybody else.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I can live in society without another realtor. I can live in society without another bank manager. I can't live in society without someone to sell me my groceries, because I don't grow my own damn food. And so until that point, I treat that person with respect and dignity, because that's just the basic human level of interaction that we have completely lost the plot on in this hyper materialistic capitalistic world we live in.
100%. Like, there's a real lack of empathy in society in general.
In general.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then when you start putting these people on,
You put them in
a
tiers.
tiered list,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it's like, okay, as long as I'm above number 3, I can shit on 2 and 1.
And I honestly think, dude, like, I know that all of these random crazy jobs that I've had dealing with crazy public, they have made me a person that understands people more.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you see
Right?
people at their worst, at their most vulnerable.
Exactly. And once you understand people and you develop respect and dignity, and be treating people with dignity and empathy, like, that comes from being on the other side and understanding, like, okay, there are a lot of dicks in the world, but there are more of us, actually. And if you can really kind of just hone in on, there are more of us, there are more good people who, like, you know what, you haven't fucking lived if you haven't worked some retail shitty customer service job. There is a core piece of your foundation that is not built. And yeah, man, shout out to the essential workers who are essential
They're
at all
essential.
fucking times.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like, and I kind of like that everybody that I stayed in contact with through all my years of, working these jobs, like, yeah, the world is full of shitty people, but like, I like that you didn't necessarily have to turn shitty because of it. And I feel like there's something kind of quietly resilient about that. If you can
Quietly
work, if you
resilient.
can work that job where you're going to get sworn at by people and their shitty kids, and you're still going to be like, I'm going to go to a party after this, or like, I'm going to go home, I'm going to have snacks, I'm going to be with my family. Fuck this. This is not my whole life. This is literally my day job.
Hell yeah.
Well, folks, for the final time, we have gone down the rabbit hole on so many different weird jobs. We want to thank you for joining us along the way.
Yay!
We also want to thank the City of St. John's and Arts and L for funding this nonsense.
How?
It's hard to believe.
Art matters.
This all cost $10,000 to make. So if you want a season 2, right now there's no season 2. If you want season 2, send us $10,000.
That sounded threatening.
So until that happens, folks, it's been an absolute blast spending these hours with you. Treat people well, and you'll be treated well.
Tip your servers.
Good night, everybody.
Well, that was a delightful episode, wasn't it?
What a kettle of fish.
Make sure to join us next time for another episode of reTales. I've been Mike Hammond.
I've been Sarah Walsh.
Good night, everybody.
Tell us your tale. Send your own reTale to retales.contact@gmail.com. Follow @reTalesPod on social media for episode updates and more. And make sure to fill out your customer feedback card in the comment section.
reTales is funded in part by Arts NL, with additional funding provided by the City of St. John's. reTales is a Right Good Studios production.